Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday School on the road. Hopefully the other noise, the background noise is not too loud, but this teaching is going to be a hard pill to swallow. A short teaching, but a hard pill to swallow. Even if you go to Mark chapter 13, 14, 15, you'll read about the stories of Jesus's betrayal, but also of his denial by Peter. So betrayal by Judas, denial by Peter. So long story short, Judas, before he decides to betray Jesus, Jesus does something and allows something that Judas doesn't agree with. Judas is the treasurer for the group, and so he keeps track of the money, even though the Bible says he also uses some of the money without telling anyone. And there's this instance where a woman uses a very expensive perfume to anoint Jesus's feet, and Judas doesn't like that. He thinks, along with others, that the woman could have sold the perfume and given the money to the poor, trying to act like they're virtuous and righteous in that sense. So he doesn't agree with it, and he decides at that point to give Jesus over to the people that were trying to arrest Jesus. So he betrays Jesus for that reason. Now Peter, at the dinner table at the Last Supper, Jesus already prophesied at that point that Peter would deny Jesus, knowing Jesus, 3 times before the rooster crows twice. Tonight, Jesus said. And of course, as the story goes on, Peter would deny Jesus 3 times. And of course, Peter tries to defend himself, saying like, oh, of course I'm not going to deny you. Even if I have to die, I'm not going to deny you. Come on, Jesus. So, you take these 2 stories of Judas and Peter looking at something Jesus said and did and allowed, and them not agreeing. And later on, when Jesus gets arrested in the garden, Peter sees that Jesus is about to be arrested, and Peter says, I'm going to take this to my own hands because I don't want this for Jesus. Even though Jesus said, I'm going to be given up, and I'm going to die, and I'm going to have to come back to life. Peter in that moment says, I'm not going to allow this. I don't agree with this. I'm not going to let Jesus be arrested. So he takes out his sword and he tries to slice the people that are trying to arrest Jesus, and he cuts off somebody's ear. And even in that moment, Jesus stops Peter and says, look, put your sword away. This is for a purpose. I'm paraphrasing, of course. So you look at the ways that Judas and Peter responded. Judas eventually, when he sees that Jesus was going to be more than just arrested, more than just tried, but they were going to try to kill him, Judas regrets his betrayal. He gives the money back that he got from betraying Jesus, and then he actually kills himself. Peter, on the other hand, he denies Jesus 3 times while he was being accused and tried in court. He denies knowing Jesus, and then the rooster crows twice, and then he realizes, oh my gosh, I did deny Jesus like he said I would, and he cries and he runs away. In both instances, they leave, they abandon Jesus. But Peter, at some point, because he wasn't there at the crucifixion, only John, the beloved disciple, or at least the self-appointed beloved disciple, only John and Mary were there, Mary the mother of Jesus, at the crucifixion. So Peter wasn't even there. But at some point, Peter decides, I'm going to stay. I'm going to come back to the group and I'm going to stay. So the point I want to make to you and the point I want to submit to you is, God will do things that you don't like. God will allow things that you don't like, that you don't agree with, that I don't agree with. The 2 options you have is, are you going to leave or are you going to stay? Because when you leave, you are saying to God, I trust myself more than you. I think I am more right. I am more wise. I know good more than you, God. But when you stay, even though it's difficult, even though it's hard to understand, even though you don't agree, you are telling God, I'm staying because I trust you. Because I trust your heart, God. Because I trust the truth in your word that you are good and not the feelings that I have in any given moment. That's a hard pill to swallow. But I encourage you to consider that the next time that God allows or does something that you don't like or you don't agree with. God bless you. Until next time.